just want to have a really candid video here just about protecting your mindset after you've had a horse accident or an injury. I feel like people don't talk about this enough. Injuries are something we all go through at some point. You stay in horses long enough, injury is just kind of a part of it. And what I don't see people sharing is like how to like recover from that. How do you like bounce back, especially if you feel unconfident. And one of the major things that I would say has made a difference, or that will make a difference, is just your mindset. And what you think about that accident is going to impact how you can bounce back. So I got a neck injury about 3 or 4 years ago, and it took me out for like 2 years. It took me 2 years to get back to where I could ride a horse again. And so, I had people ask me, because I got bucked off of a client's horse. It was completely my fault. Colt that had 3 rides on it. Do not blame the horse at all. I was tired. I made a bad judgment call and didn't read the warning signs correctly, and so I got myself bucked off. And I had people ask me, well, aren't you afraid to ride colts again? And my answer was like, absolutely not. Like, I know that was not that horse's fault. That was something that I missed in my warm-up when I was preparing that colt. I was overtired. I shouldn't have been riding anyways. And just that mindset of like not blaming. I'm not blaming the horse. I took responsibility for that. And then also just like, it's not like I can't put that on another horse. That would not be fair to like ride the next colt and put that on that horse. That would not be fair of me to do. And that colt was an awesome horse, turned into a great riding horse for their owners. But my point is, really protecting your mindset is so important. So, I wasn't worried about getting on colts again because I protected my mindset. So how do you protect your mindset and protect yourself mentally? So a big part of it is not getting in that fear mindset of like, what if it happens again? What is this gonna look like coming back from riding? Am I gonna be able to ride again? Just like not even allowing your mind to go there, and just being like, nope, I will ride again. And I've learned from this experience, and it's really hard to combat those negative thoughts when they come at you, but it makes all the difference in your recovery and coming back to riding horses. And so I really had no confidence issues after that injury. I came back to riding and didn't have an issue. I had physical issues where my core was really weak from not riding for so long, and so I had to kind of mentally be like, okay, I don't feel like I used to riding, but I am rebuilding strength. I'm getting better every day. And just putting that in the box of like, okay, I feel this way, I feel a little off, not because I'm nervous, but because my body is not completely healed and that strength isn't there yet. And I think that's very important to differentiate, whether it's like a physical thing, like, oh, I feel a little bit off, and then from there it's like, well, is this something that is safe for me to ride through? If so, if it's just like a strength thing, then, you know, get after it, get riding, get back into practicing as much as you can. But if it's still like, oh, I need to heal a little bit longer, then, you know, definitely respect your body and what your body needs. But I also want to share with you another one of my injuries. Way back in high school with one of my horses that I'd gotten, had come to me because she had bucked off everybody, including the trainers that had gotten her, and I got her. And she was my horse. I was putting the time in with her, you know, doing all the natural horsemanship stuff with her. And I put her in a situation that was way too much for her at the time and where she was at. And I got bucked off. I got a concussion and I was out for 6 months. And then I started riding, and it was like excruciatingly painful coming back from that injury. And looking back now, I'm like, I definitely should not have been riding. It literally felt like somebody was ripping my brain from my skull. It hurts so bad to ride, but I was so determined, you know, and I just had that teenager angst, like, nobody's gonna tell me not to ride. Like, I love my horses, I love doing this, I'm gonna ride. But looking back, I should have probably waited and respected my body a little bit more. But that injury, you know, I literally couldn't ride as soon as I got bucked off, you know. And so coming back from that one was difficult. I came back after those 6 months and I tried riding again, and I was like super, super anxious, you know. And some of that I think was a little bit, coming back to it, maybe a little bit too soon for my body. But the other part was just like anxiety and just being really nervous about riding my horse again. The thing was, you know, I was riding her in a safe environment, in a place where I knew I could do bridleless riding and that kind of stuff. And so I just started riding. I was like, okay, I feel nervous, but I'm gonna do it anyways. And that's how I rebuilt my confidence. And I was like, okay, you know, I'm still hanging onto the reins a little bit too much and that kind of stuff. So I forced myself to ride with sticks and play with bridleless to get myself to retrain my brain into, like, I know I can trust my horse. Like, logically, I know I can trust my horse in this environment. What happened was situational. And so I'm going to address this by giving my confidence what it needs and more experience. And that was really hard to come back from that. And I was riding every single day. But I would say within like a month, my confidence was so much better. It was back to where it was. It still took a lot of focus to ride because I physically was still healing and that kind of thing, but I got my confidence back. And I think one of the things that people overlook when they're like, oh, I don't feel confident, you know, my horse is gonna sense that I'm fearful. And I'm like, well, yes, horses sense all of that, but I think we almost have to put that to the side sometimes. As long as your horse is safe to ride and you know how to ride, you know the right things to do. If there's behaviors that come up for your horse, you know how to address those. Then, you know, it's just about getting that practice and getting those reps in so that you can rebuild your confidence. You almost have to force yourself to do it, as long as you're safe, and then that confidence will grow. So I really want to encourage you, if you are feeling super unconfident, you know, one, protect your mindset. If you've just gotten injured, then this is the time to be disciplined about your thoughts and how you want to come back to it. If you're in the process of coming back to riding after an injury, I just want to encourage you, it will get better. You just need to practice and maybe maybe that means getting support, taking some lessons, having supervision for that first ride, because you may feel unconfident and you might need some help finding your groove with your horse again and feeling like, okay, I can trust my horse to ride well in an arena, you know, and getting that confidence back. And if it's like an issue of like there's a lack of knowledge, like you got bucked off because you're a beginner or because there's a behavioral issue you don't know how to address, reach out, get help, because that's what's going to get you better and get you to that next level of horsemanship. So I just want to encourage you with those stories and give you some helpful little tips for, you know, not only protecting your mindset. Don't go there. Don't go to the what ifs. Don't picture things going wrong with your horse. Picture things going well. Picture a beautiful ride. You know, that level of expectation and coming into your session with that will completely change how your horse responds to you. So I hope this was encouraging to you. Until next time, press like, hit that subscribe button for me so you can get updated on our next videos. And until next time, keep it simple and keep it savvy.